What's up, everyone? Had that shocking thumbnail there, right? At least it's shocking to me when I look at it. It's hard to believe that all that time has passed here in this. Really hard to believe all this time has passed. 47 years between those pictures. 47 years. Crazy, right? It's going to be the last live stream of the year. I'm not going to get morose here, but before we dive in, I just want to let you know about Okay, so I just did all that and it was muted. You guys are like thinking I'm crazy. I just touched the thing, right? So this is my new microphone, and is that crazy? Okay, I got to do it all over again. I said some profound things. It was amazing. I have a new mic that I'm trying out. This Shure, but I got to say that they got the design wrong here because if you just touch it right there, it turns it off. Crazy. Bad design. Come on, Shure, get it together, will you? Okay. What I said was that it's amazing that the thumbnail has those two pictures that are 47 years apart. You know, in 1977, you couldn't even imagine the year 2024. You couldn't imagine the year 2000. Really couldn't. It's profound how much time that's taken. But before we dive in, I just wanted to let you know about our Christmas mega bundle. For the first time, we put all 5 of our legacy courses together: the Beato Ear Training Method, my Beato Book Interactive, Quick Lessons Pro, the Beginner Guitar Course, and the Arpeggio Masterclass, which is normally about $586 total. But until Christmas at midnight, you can get the complete bundle for just $109. That's everything I've developed over decades of teaching, all in one package. Go over to rickbeato.com if you want to check it out. Also, we have a sale until Christmas on my new Music Theory for Songwriters course. It's half off, just $74.50 at songwriters.co. That's .co. Links for everything are in the description below. Okay, let's get to today's topic. Where has all the time gone? You know, I was thinking about somebody writes the famous sideburns, right? I had sideburns then. I've always had sideburns. I look weird without sideburns. I was thinking about the Robert Frost poem. You guys know the Road Not Taken. It's kind of a story of it's a poem I love to come back to. There's some just absolutely beautiful lines in it that maybe because I'm from upstate New York, some of my favorite passages are so reminiscent of the fall in upstate New York. But that's the poem that starts out: two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I'm sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood and looked down as far as I could where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim. I love that line, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for the passing there, had warned them really about the same. This is my favorite part. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubt if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That line of and that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. And anybody that's walked across leaves, a bed of leaves in the fall in upstate New York, knows what that's like. When you step on them, when he says no steps had trodden black, that they turn black because they start to by compressing them, they decompose. And but that the realization that you're probably not going to do something that you've taken a certain path, and it's led you somewhere that is, I mean, we take many paths throughout life, and the things that you didn't do, you never know what they were, right? You kind of only know what the path that you've taken is. You can imagine other paths. I always imagine if I had not stopped to have lunch with my friend Doug here in Atlanta. This is the 30th year I've been here right now. It was last month. I came here at the end of November of 1994. Had I not stopped here, or had I just stopped and not called Doug, who got me a gig that night, I was broke. So I wouldn't have my family. Nothing would be the same. I would never have had this YouTube channel. Probably not. It wasn't me. What are you, crazy? My gosh, thank you. Washington, you and yours. Wishing you, oh, thank you. Superior, Happy New Year. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas. You know, one of the things that I am glad about, oh, and I want to tell people that hit the like button. I never realized the video has 171 likes, and I always say to my kids, like, why do they always talk about likes? They talk about likes in relation to live streams, talk about likes in relation to things like TikTok. I never ever think about the likes, but if you hit like, more people actually watch the video, and all you gotta do is just hit the thumbs up. But it brings more people into the stream, theoretically, I guess. But this being my last live stream of the year, it's been an incredibly successful year. I've had at least, I'd say probably 12 to 15 trending videos this year, which is pretty amazing. A trending video is one that's in the top 50 of YouTube. And because of you guys, I never post about that. I mean, occasionally I share the trending video when they hit trending. I'll share it on a community post. But honestly, it happened so many times this year, which I'm so grateful for, that I don't really talk about it. But it's pretty remarkable to have a video be in that many times, have a trending video in the past year. So I'm looking back to 1 year ago. In the past year, what are the things that have happened? I interviewed Andy Summers, Steve Morse, Bela Fleck. I made this video about Oscar Peterson being on Dick Cavett, my favorite interview. That made this video with my friend Jim Barber, how corruption and greed led to the downfall of the record business. I had Matteo Mancuso on the channel, along with Mateus Asado, two of my favorite players. I had some really cool videos with Tim Pierce that I did that were big videos. Paul Gilbert. I went to Nashville, did a recording session there with top Nashville songwriters. Once again, hit the like button. Let's get people coming in. I interviewed Michael Omardian. That was a sleeper hit of the year. One of the unsung giants in music who played on many, many records. Incredible keyboardist and producer. I had Brad Meldau on. Mohini Day, an amazing bass player. I did a video about if you're a musician in 2024, you might want to hear this. Did a lot of videos on tech, on AI, on Spotify. Interviewed Michael McDonald. I did a video on the mystery court of James Bond. That was a 1 million view video. And George Benson I interviewed. Danny Carey, Bob Clearmountain, Steve Vai, and Joe Satriani here in the studio. I interviewed Beat, which is Adrian Belew, Steve Vai, Tony Levin, and Danny Carey. I had Josh Friesen. Warren Haynes, Jimmy Chamberlain, Brendan O'Brien. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I talked about. I had Mike Mills in from REM. Then I had my friend Dave Natal, who is front of house for the Stones and was with Jeff Beck for decades, and Tom Bukovac, Guthrie Trapp. A lot of great videos or ones I'm really proud of. I won't say great videos, but ones I'm really proud of that I did. Tony Levin, Jerry Cantrell, Dweezil Zappa, Rick Rubin, Mike Dawes again, Tori Amos, man. Rick Wakeman just recently, and then of course David Gilmour and Skunk Baxter in the past couple weeks. Mark Tremonti. 2024, incredibly successful year. Very proud of it. Thank you, Joseph. Merry Christmas. Let's see. Here's the best cover close to you we've ever heard. Search to definitely check it out. So it wasn't just the interviews, because a lot of the videos, kind of I guess you'd call them opinion pieces, that sometimes I overdid it with doing too many of those. I did this video, Isn't This Just Stealing? Where it was like people posting the same. It was funny in two levels, because it was people that were pointing out the similarities between songs, and they were ripping off other people's videos doing it, right? And then, of course, I'm making a video about that. I did the video about I Got Owned, which was about me talking about Matthew Fisher writing to me, who played the organ solo on Whiter Shade of Pale. And he wrote to me about how my buddy Les played two inversions wrong. And I was like, how would you know, man? You think you could do this? And he's like, well, I know I could play that song better. I was like, oh, wait, I guess you don't recognize my name. I was like, oh, sorry, man. Jeffrey, think Elton John would be an awesome interview. That'd be great. Love to get Elton on. Then I did my real reason why music is getting worse. And of course, I added a bunch of response videos that I really enjoyed, other people getting mad at me. And my friends that know me well know my favorite saying is, I'm not happy until you're not happy. So when people make those videos that were mad at me for saying that, I really I enjoy them. I think they think I'm going to make response videos about it or something. But one of them, I texted him, who's a friend of mine, and texted him. I was like, I really enjoyed your response video. Anyhow, I was thinking about this. I was talking with Aaron, who's on the who's in the chat here, talking about our Christmas sale that we have. Once again, you can get our Christmas bundle for $109. It's all 5 of my courses. Yeah. Arpeggio Masterclass, which is one of the newest ones, the Beato Book Interactive, the ear training course, the beginner guitar course, and Quick Lessons Pro, which is more of like an intermediate guitar course. You get all those for $109. Great present for Christmas or for New Year's. And then my newest course, Music Theory for Songwriters, is on sale, half off, $74.50 through Christmas at midnight Eastern time. That is. Some people are saying Jimmy Page interview. Billy Strings. That's Billy. I'm definitely gonna have Billy on. We've talked recently about having him on here in the next couple months. We're trying to figure out a schedule for that. That would be great. I've got a lot of interesting ones coming up. I'm getting ready to go to the George Benson Guitar Summit is really what it is. That has all these incredible guitar players where I'll be doing interviews with people on stage. George, Steve Lukather, Tommy Emmanuel, Al Di Meola, Patty Austin, Esperanza Spalding, Stanley Jordan. All these people are going to be there. It's going to be amazing. John Schofield. A lot of people that I've interviewed are going to be at this, but it's going to be a really fun 4 days in Phoenix. So that's I'm really looking forward to it. Here's another Dan Huff. Rick, when is the Dan Huff interview? I have to go to Nashville for next time I go to Nashville, maybe. I don't know Dan at all. Although I have, obviously my Nashville session players know Dan. I'll work on that. I want to do more of the session players. Oh, by the way, more likes. Hit the like button. We only have 557. We got over 1,000 people on here. With the upcoming Bob Dylan biopic, is it biopic or biopic? Would you consider seeing if Jacob Dylan would come on and talk about his music and possibly his dad? What about getting Bob on to talk about his music? John Mayer interview 2025. Yeah, I would think that's going to happen. I'm planning on doing some what I call music adjacent people that are musicians that are more sports people and people that are musicians. Somebody said Clint Eastwood in there. Clint would be a good thing. Clint is a piano player. He's made movies on Charlie Parker, and Clint's 94 years old now. I'm not sure that I don't know if he's doing many interviews these days, but would I interview Bernie Williams? Mike brought that up to me the other day. Bernard Purdy. I saw 2 Bernard Purdys. I've had Bernard on my channel. Not only have I had Bernard on my channel, but I interviewed Bernard at this benefit for it was an autism benefit at Telefunken up in Connecticut. When was it? 2 years ago, I think. I interviewed Bernard. It was a really cool, intimate gathering. There's probably 130 people there or so. It was very fun, and he had a lot of people that sent in little video clips and stuff. George Benson being one of them. But next year is going to be a great year. I'm really excited about it. But I want to talk a little bit more about the. If you're somebody that always thought that, I'd love to learn an instrument. It's kind of like I've loved to learn another language. I don't speak any other language other than the language of music. And that's something that for 2025, I really would like to change. The only language that I have any background in is in French, because I studied that for a couple of years in junior high. And I actually remember, I wouldn't say a lot of it, but a decent amount. But I'd love to learn how to speak Italian. I want to go back to Italy. I've been there. I went there already once this year. I did some great trips. My Rick Rubin interview was in Tuscany, the Tuscany area, south of Florence. And then, or was it north of Florence? North of Florence, I think. And then I went to Scotland. I went to London. I went to, I did a bunch of trips this past year. Tommy, Rick, same age, 63, 49 years in guitar. Missed the 70s like you do. Look me up. Need help. So this is a time I think that I think that if you've always wanted to play an instrument, this is a great time to do it. It really is. The barrier to entry with guitar, I think, is probably the easiest. It's probably the easiest instrument to play that you can play with using tutorials through video lessons like my beginner guitar course, which is part of the bundle that I'm selling. Um, I'd say that the guitar is probably the easiest thing to learn on. Once you can pretty much pick up everything that you need to do um, in 4 weeks or so, like, to really not only get calluses on your fingers where it doesn't hurt to play, that goes away in probably about 6 days of playing every day. Um, so that's one of the things that you have to barrel through, right, to get to that point where you can actually play things. And then, once you learn the basic chord forms, there's probably about 15 chords to master. C, G, D, A minor, E minor, B minor, D minor, E minor. Uh, that's pretty much, you can get just about every song with those. I don't know how many chords I just named, but I thought off the top of my head, the cowboy chords, as Coco just said. That's right, the cowboy chords. With the cowboy chords, you could pretty much play a lot of songs, a lot of old songs, anyways. So that's something to think about this in 2025. I would highly recommend, or if you play an instrument or you used to play an instrument, you took piano lessons in high school, you're 30 years old, and you're like, man, I wish that I kept playing the piano. Get a teacher and just do it. You can really, with not a lot of time, just 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, or even 3 days a week, you can change your life and have incredible enjoyment. There's nothing more enjoyable than being able to play a musical instrument. I always used to say the disciplined study of a musical instrument is incredibly good for young kids beginning at age 4. Piano, especially, it they helps develop motor skills. There's mathematics. If you're learning to read music, basic knowing how to understand rhythms and read them, understand all the conceptual parts of that, incredibly beneficial to the brain, and will lead to benefits that go far beyond actually learning the instruments. It's uh, benefits for later life, and I think that's one of the things that I am glad that I did with my kids. All my kids had music lessons. Dylan on 3 different instruments now, Lennon on the violin and the guitar, and Layla on drums. She plays percussion in the orchestra at school, and Layla plays some piano and guitar. So it's been that is really important. Not only is it important for kids, but for adults, right? Because it keeps your mind really sharp. So I would say for those of you that are thinking about doing something great for yourself for 2025, pick up an instrument or go back to an instrument that you played in the past. Um, Highly, highly recommend that. This, dedicating my life to music is something that I don't have any regrets in life. None. No regrets. I made a video early in my channel about that I have no regrets. Um, I just want to make sure that I keep learning new things. That's really the key. And I think that that's also been the key for the success of this channel. By the way, hit the like button. There's 1,300 people on here, 800 likes. If you do that, it pushes it out to more people in real time. It'll invite more people on when you do that. The having the success of the channel by the subscriber numbers. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well. But the success of the channel has enabled me to get these amazing interviews that I've been able to do. And that's been an added bonus that I never thought about when I first started it. I started my channel because I felt that there was a part of YouTube that was missing, a gap. I always looked at YouTube as an educational platform, but I always felt that there was a gap in the professional music pedagogy or teaching that on YouTube. At the time that I started, there were not videos devoted to music theory, ear training, things like that. A lot of the things that I've built my courses off of, there was not a lot of videos for that. I did a lot of sophisticated things on modes, talking about, when I did my interview with Dweezil Zappa, he was one of my first people that followed my channel. I had 4,000 subscribers when he wrote to me. And he said to me when I interviewed him here, he said that the reason that he followed my channel is because I talked about stuff that he always wondered about. And that was this thing, like trying to find this hole in YouTube or online in general, online for music education. Because a lot of people don't have, they may not live near a place that they can get quality lessons. And they may have to rely on places like YouTube to learn instruments or to get things like educational courses. Tommy, do you read your super chats on air ever? I did read my super chats. I didn't I read your super chat before? I might have missed one of them. I can go back here. Let's see. Did you leave me another one? I read your other one. Anyhow, so that is that's my spiel on that, on why it's good to have a goal, especially at the beginning of the year. Think I'm going to do this. I create my goals for next year. I'm thinking about all the things that I want to do, the types of videos I want to do. I have a whole list of things, the topics I want to get into, and spreading out the interview thing. I'm hoping to get Jimmy Page in 2025. I'm hoping to get bunch of people that, and I have a few things that are in the works right now that I don't talk about. I never talk about anything. I feel like it jinxes it if I talk about something that's in the pipeline now. Anyhow, so that's what I'm going to do for 2025. That's my thing. I normally do the broadcast at night, and on New Year's Eve, and I'm not going to do it this year. There's going to be a Slash interview. I hope, Matt Gartzka, Matt, I interviewed when I interviewed, I have him on my channel. Actually, you can look up the interview. So that's it. Have a great Merry Christmas. You guys are amazing. It's been a great year. Really appreciate everything, all the support. You guys are the best. Check out my sale. Aaron's posting it here. The Christmas bundle, $109. Great gift for Christmas, or my new music theory for songwriters. Have a great rest of 2024, everyone. Take care. We'll see you.